10 seconds for US 10. Oh. First time posting to this sub and Reddit, so here goes. This story happened when I first joined my current company. And while I was not the one that actually had to deal with the problem, I was bystanding and heard the juicy parts from my mentor himself. Exactly 2 days before a major festive celebration, we get a call from user who is panicking because one of his equipment failed and production had been come to a screeching halt. Now, I work in a company that services critical process equipment in a country with a distinct west half and east half, separated by the sea, important as we're based in the western half. The client was a major refining plant for the petroleum industry. As we normally do, we go through the usual troubleshooting steps. Did you this turn on? Is this connection active? Yada yada, but the only answer coming from user was yes with nothing seemingly wrong. This went on for about half an hour when suddenly our boss comes in. The client's head of production had just called him and was apparently livid. It turns out the machine had stopped working for more than an hour, and the production was severely interrupted until the problem got fixed. Now everyone was in panic. As every hour the production was interrupted, the client was losing money in the tens of thousands US, and the client had the right to sue us for any damages that occur as a result of equipment downtime. Head was not happy that their internal team was not able to fix problem, and user was not making any headway in fixing the problem via phone. To resolve the issue, Head demanded that support be performed immediately on site. Coming back to my earlier points, 1. It's the festive season. 2. They are across the sea. Traveling was a bit of a problem, but Head said money was not an issue, and they would pay anything for immediate on-site support. QM, my mentor, who was handed the unsavory task of handling the emergency. Immediately he grabbed his tools and sped off to the airport to grab the next available flight. At the same time, his wife had to pack some clothes for him from home and rush to pass it to him at the airport. Due to the festive season, M didn't have choices for flights, so in the end he had to take a US 1000 business class flight. Normally flights to where the client is located costs US 80. We're a developing country, so yeah. Upon arriving, M was whisked from the airport with a driver, sent immediately to the refinery and granted immediate security clearance to enter plant. Anyone working in petroleum would know how big a deal this is. By this time, a good 6 hours or so had passed since we received the call, and well into the night. Greeting him in front of the equipment was Head, user and various other senior management's personnel, all anxious to see what the problem is. M is a guy with no chill, and he was also the one originally speaking to user on the phone. He recounts this part, so I'm paraphrasing him. Head: so what is it the problem? M: wait, let me take a look. Starts to go through the normal troubleshooting checklists, but stops almost immediately. M: user: are you sure you checked everything I asked you to? User: yes, everything, word for word. M: are you absolutely sure? User: yes. M: do you remember what was the third thing I asked you to check over the phone? User: why does it matter? Just fix the GMN problem. M: the first thing we normally check is to make sure the PC is turned on, points at the CPU LED indicator. M: the second thing we check is to make sure the equipment is on, points to the machine LED. M: the third thing, he brings his hand to a gas control valve, rotates it, and a loud hiss is heard as the gas line pressurizes, and the equipment beeps as to make sure the gas is on. User: Head: everyone else in the room. M: I would like to go have dinner now. After more awkward silence, Head thanks M for his effort and asks the driver to bring M somewhere for dinner. You'd think the story ends here, but there's more. By the time M finished his dinner, it was well past midnight, so he checked himself into a hotel for the night. The next day he went back to the airport and found out that all flights were completely sold out for the next 4 days due to the festive traveling. He called my boss to inform him that he was basically stranded, and my boss just coolly said to him, well M, consider this as having a free holiday paid by the client. So M checks into the most luxurious hotel in the area, spends the next 4 days basically on vacation before coming back to work. In total we billed the client for US 10,000 for the flights, hotel, emergency arrangements, allowances etc. All for 10 seconds to check LEDs and turn a valve. This is not including the losses from halting the production. It's still one of our most memorable stories that we recount to new hires or clients in our industry. Sometimes we wonder what happened to user, but he was transferred out of his role not too long after this incident. TLDR, client pays US 10,000 for a super easy job that could be done themselves, and my mentor gets a free holiday. Edit 1. Wow. 4K votes. Totally wasn't expecting such a response. Thanks for the support everyone.